Okay guys, we'll start from here. This bike's sounding crappy right now, but it'll work. Wasn't going to do a video today, but something came up earlier this week that made me start thinking, well, maybe I should start to do a video. I don't like talking about my personal life too much, which I tend to go off on rants and do it anyway. But my son, which I love dearly, he's an alcoholic. And he also has personality disorders to deal with also, and which is neither one of them he really is dealing with. Back July, speaking of August, he asked would it be alright for him to come and live at home for a while until he gets back on his feet after coming from rehab. And I figure, well, he just came from rehab, let's give him a chance. Well, he was going out with his friends afterwards, not really working for a job or anything. And I had a suspicion that he was going out drinking with his friends. It was just a suspicion, nothing that I could prove. Well, beginning of the week, after going out with his friends, supposedly going to the movies, he came home knocking on my door early in the morning, and reeking of booze. And he knew he was cold busted. And one of the conditions him moving back home was that he had to, even if I had a suspicion that he was drinking, that he was no longer living in my place. I don't believe in alcohol, really. Other people can, don't get me wrong, other people can drink, and as long as they can handle it, that's fine and dandy. But I grew up with an alcoholic father, and I know I could have tendencies, so I just veer away from it myself. It just makes life easier that way. I told him I didn't want no alcohol in the house, in a bottle, or inside of him. So he agreed to the conditions. So I had to tell him to leave. Not something I'm proud of. But I mean, my thought on this is one of the reasons why I'm making this video is, I mean, come on. If you know you're an alcoholic, I mean, he went to rehab for it and everything. Do something for yourself, crying out loud. I mean, this kid came home, he was supposed to go to like AA or something. Never did. Oh, I can handle it myself. If you're an alcoholic, evidently you're not handling it yourself. I mean, that's just it. Evidently it's not something you can do on your own. So why not just get help? And this kid, he's a good kid. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But he's the type of person that, I mean, even with his mental health issues, I mean, we've dealt with this since he was a very young age. But he'll lie about it. Like, there's nothing wrong with me. But yet, everybody else is saying, come on, you have this problem. And he can get very violent. I mean, if you're an alcoholic, I mean, it just doesn't affect you. It affects your family. It affects everybody around you. And if somebody is coming up and saying, hey, come on, you have a problem, evidently they're not going to say that just to say that. They're saying it for a reason. And I mean, the alcoholic mixed in with what his problems are is not a good thing. He has the same mental health issues as, say, Jeffrey Dahmer. And mixed with alcohol, that's not a good thing. I'll tell you. One point in time, I wouldn't say he was lazy. I mean, this kid, he did not get his high school diploma, no. But he joined the reserves. Army Reserves, and he was doing well for the longest time. Then he started crashing for mental health reasons. And that's why you really, whenever you see something like that, you really want to help. I'll tell you, I found out that we weren't really helping whenever we brought him back in the house and everything else, and tried to give him an easier life, get back on his feet. We ended up more and less enabling them. Enabling them. I could say that 3 times twice. Not fast. But anyway, I set these ground rules down, figuring, you know what, this will keep us from enabling. We have to stick with them. And then things will work out. Hopefully they'll go by the ground rules. Needs to say that it didn't happen. Did not happen at all. I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. bike's running better since I took it out. Maybe I ran into some bad gas. Maybe.